Hello all, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive. Catch this month's predictive information that is coming to you from a previously recorded 2026 collective reading that I did at the beginning of the year. You don't want to miss this. And click on the link in the description below to watch the entire 2-part video. Okay, March. March, we have Four of Wands. I love this. So Four of Wands is like the marriage card. I see this card as a card of contracts for me. It is the understanding that we are going in partnership from level 1 to level 2 or level 4 to level 5. Like there's a leveling up that is occurring here, but there is also an understanding that we have more wisdom and knowledge. We both are agreeing to move ahead. This is a contract that benefits both of us. And I feel like in March, we are going to be overall seeing more of this coming up. Opportunities where people normally, like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like credit card companies, for example. You know that, it's always rigged in their favor. It's really high interest rates. And you basically sign your life away if you want to get anything. I know for me, moving from Canada, I had great credit. I owned a couple of homes. I had 3 businesses. I paid my taxes. I was doing really well. And I moved over here. I got married, and everything was fine because I was under my ex-husband's information and under his stuff. So like my credit was attached to his credit. And so my credit score was fantastic. And when I divorced him, having done nothing wrong, everything remaining the same, paying bills on time and not having any, bad stuff on my credit score dropped almost 200 points just because I got divorced. And my credit card stuff, I went to the bank to get a loan or a line of credit to help me out, and nobody would give me any money. And I was like, how does this make any sense? It doesn't compute. I've got all the right criteria, but because I don't own a home, you feel that I'm too high of a risk. This is the kind of thing. And so, sorry, I digress. Squirrel. So what I ended up having to do was the only place that I could get money was through a credit card. And the credit card is at like, I don't know, I don't want to tell you a lie, but I think it's like 20% or something like that. I mean, like it's crazy. So my point is, I feel like in March, we are finding that more often than not, unbalanced contracts that we have been involved in, physical contracts, are going to be renegotiated. Everything is on the table for negotiation. I'm also feeling on a personal level, when we are talking about relationships, that is the case too. If we aren't leveling up together, and if we're not both in agreement as to how we're going to move forward in our dynamic, in our friendship, in our relationship, in our family dynamic, in our work environment, then we are going to evaluate that contract and maybe break the contract or make the contract null and void and move on to something that is going to be more aligned. I'm also hearing very much fire energy, fire. I feel like in March, there could be a large fire event. I'm being shown the big fires in Chicago. I want to say I think it was 2017, 1917, 1918. I could be wrong on that timing. But it took out the city. I don't want to scare anyone. Dun, dun, dun. I don't feel like it's going to take out an entire city and devastate an entire city the way that Chicago was devastated, over a century ago. But I will say to you, I feel that level of devastation. So we experienced that not too long ago with the LA fires. I feel like something like that is coming up again. And that's something that we're going to have to contend with in terms of, I see large groups of people coming together. I will say to you, I do feel like this is connected to an island. And I do feel that this is connected to the United States. And I see other states and other countries coming in to assist with a particular fire situation. And what's really, I want to say it's going to be a disappointment, but also a huge opportunity is what gets destroyed. I feel is absolutely devastating. We're going to lose a lot of maybe history, a lot of an important resource. But what I'm seeing going in there on the other side is actually something that feels like it's connected to energy supply, energy source that is going to be free and fair for all. So there's something good that's going to come out of it. It'll take years before we see that, but I'm just kind of tapping into that energy. And let's take a look at our goddess for March. Demeter, the nurturer. Wow, we could really use some nurturing during this time, especially with this, contracts, because I want to say it's never an easy experience. Oh, sorry, I thought I was using a different camera. It's never an easy experience when we are negotiating contracts, when we are shifting things up, when things are uncertain, or we're having to assert ourselves and to say, here's what's going to work best for me. And I feel like Demeter's coming through to give nourishment, to give support, to give encouragement around, yes, this is what you want to be doing. This is, I'm going to support you in getting your needs met. I also feel like there's going to be an announcement made around food. I want to say this feels like it almost, okay, so it feels like it might be genetically modified, but there's something about it that is good, like it's genetically modified in a good way, or chemically restructured to be more beneficial. So it's not a bunch of chemicals being put into the food. It feels more like, from a biological perspective, the way that they are genetically modifying it feels like it's actually going to be more nurturing and supportive to the body. I keep seeing beans in this regard, so it feels like it's connected to a staple, and I see a lot of wide distribution connected to beans. So something that the world, it'll feed the world kind of thing. And I know I'm saying things and you're like, what the hell? No, genetically modified is bad. I know, I won't eat it myself. But this feels a little bit different. So we're growing in our technology all the time. Things are getting better. And I feel like this is something that's going to be announced in March. So we'll have to play it by ear and see what comes as a result.